Yo guys, what's going on? It's your guy, the Big Four Podcast. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a good day. It's been a little bit since my last episode. My last episode was last Tuesday. Sorry about the absence. But before you even watch the video, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Always helps out the channel. Road to 150 subscribers is on the way right now. Super excited. I'll be doing a giveaway when I hit 150 subscribers, so stay tuned for that. Won't announce the giveaway until we hit 150 subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on that notification bell as well. Alright, so today we're not going to have any daily slate. I'm going to wait till the NBA playoffs to do a daily slate. I feel like it spiced up a little bit. Not too much is going on. The Suns are still 5-0, so that's good. They recently beat the Heat last night, so that's really good. But we're just going to hop into it right now. I have two things to discuss right now. I have my 2020 NFL award predictions, and I also have my 2020 NFL bold takes and predictions. Also, before the video starts, peep the Brady jersey. Like I said, big New England fan. No, all love to Tom Brady. He left, but all love to Tom Brady. All right, so with the first annual Big Four Sports Podcast 2020 NFL award predictions, the NFL MVP next season will be none other than the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback, Carson Wentz. All right, you might be wondering, why Carson Wentz? Let me take you into this. Last year, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He threw for more yards than he did in his MVP caliber season back in 2017. He threw for 27 touchdowns, 7 interception ratio. That's almost a 4 touchdown to 1 interception ratio with Nelson Aguilar and a bunch of nobodies. This year, he gets a fully healthy Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, a new receiver in Jalen Reagor, and Zach Ertz fully healthy. With a good offensive line, hopefully. So I see him doing a lot of things this year. Eagles should win the division, in my opinion. We'll see. But I think this is a kind of an out there prediction, but it could make a lot of sense because Carson Wentz, I like him a lot. I think he can win MVP this year. Next up, we have Offensive Rookie of the Year. I went with the 15th pick in the first round, Jerry Jeudy. Why? I went with Jerry Jeudy because he's playing with a quarterback named Drew Lock, who was a rookie last year, and showed a lot of promise. Now, he gets paired up with Courtland Sutton. So you got to double team Courtland Sutton, or you got to play him tightly because Courtland Sutton is a top 10 wide receiver as far as I'm concerned. So, Jerry Jeudy is going to get a lot of looks. This kind of reminds me, not as much, but an Antonio Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster situation where Juju Smith-Schuster benefited from Antonio Brown getting double teamed all the time. Now it's Courtland Sutton, Antonio Brown. Not saying that. But Courtland Sutton is a respectable receiver who could get double teams, which takes the attention off Jerry Jeudy, which could lead to him putting up really good stats this year. So we'll see, but I like the odds of that. Next, we have defensive Rookie of the Year. I went with the hybrid linebacker safety, number 8 pick to the Arizona Cardinals, Isaiah Simmons from Clemson. Now, why did I go Isaiah Simmons? Why didn't I go Chase Young? Now, I didn't go Chase Young. I really wanted to because I really like Chase Young. But I went Isaiah Simmons because I think he's just going to be all over the field. Tackles, forced fumbles, fumble recoveries, tackles for loss. He's going to be all over the place. He's going to make a bigger impact, I think, than Chase Young year one because he's going to do a lot. He's going to do everything on that defense for the Cardinals. So I got Isaiah Simmons winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Next, we have Offensive Player of the Year. I have Christian McCaffrey winning Offensive Player of the Year. Why do I have Christian McCaffrey winning Offensive Player of the Year? Last year, he joined Roger Craig as only the second running back to have 1,000 plus receiving yards and 1,000 plus rushing yards in one single season. Crazy. This year, they get Teddy Bridgewater. He's not a vertical guy. He's more of not a dink and dunk, but more of like a short pass type of guy. McCaffrey, fully healthy, with a solid offensive line, he should probably do what he did last year and maybe even more. And if they are able to even get 8 wins, he should be accountable as carrying them to that 8 wins. So I see McCaffrey's get Offensive Rookie of the Year. I could see Michael Thomas winning it again or Julio Jones or a receiver, but I definitely have Christian McCaffrey. I think it's a safe bet. I like Christian McCaffrey a lot. I think he's the most versatile back we have in the NFL right now. That's my pick. All right, next we have Defensive Player of the Year. Who else am I going to go with but Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's the greatest. He's the best defensive player we've had since Lawrence Taylor. You can't really even argue that. I mean, you could say Ray Lewis here and there, but he's the best pass rusher we've had since Lawrence Taylor. That's a fact. He just does everything. It's Aaron Donald. Come on. Even if he gets 11 sacks, he impacts the game more than his stats show. Aaron Donald is, besides the quarterback, he's the MVP outside of quarterbacks. He is the non-quarterback MVP of the league. He just is. Without him, the Rams pass rush it's in shambles because he is the leader of that pass rush. Next, I have comeback player of the year. I went with Cam Newton. Why Cam Newton? Oh, did you pick him because he's on the Patriots? No. I don't care what team Cam Newton went to. This is his year to come back, and he's going to come back and prove why the Panthers should not have dropped him. Should not have dropped him and picked up Bridgewater. He's on a 1-year, prove-it deal with New England. He's got a whole new scheme to work with. He's fully healthy. He's in New England. I mean, this is going to be a perfect situation for Cam Newton and the Patriots. Because if he doesn't work out, he was a 1-year, $1 million. If it doesn't work out and he gets injured. It's a high risk, high reward. It's a low risk, high reward for New England. And it's a low risk, high reward for Cam Newton. Because if you go and you prove yourself, a team next year will probably give you a deal. Maybe like the Jaguars, throw you a 4-year, $82 million deal. I don't know. But I have him as comeback player of the year. I think he's going to come back. He's going to do his thing because he's super Cam. You know what I mean? Next, I have coach of the year. This one's kind of out there, but I think it could be pretty reasonable. I went with Anthony Lynn, coach of the LA Chargers. Why did I go with Anthony Lynn? They have a young quarterback in Justin Herbert, who I don't think he's great, but I think he can manage the game. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over as much as Phillip Rivers did, they'll be fine. They have Austin Eckler, who I think is super underrated. I don't think a lot of people talk about Austin Eckler, bro. I think when they heard that Melvin Gordon was opting out, they said, all right, we'll just have Eckler come in the game because he's a way better catcher than Melvin Gordon is, and he can run through the sticks. You know what I mean? So I have Anthony Lynn. They have a good defense. Joey Bosa, Chris Harris Jr. They've got a good defense. Melvin Ingram. They still got Keenan Allen on offense. Hunter Henry, Mike Williams. You got to respect their team. I think they win at least 10 games this year. We'll see. Next, I have Walter Payton Man of the Year. This one is hard to predict. For the last 7 years, I've said Patrick Peterson, so let's make it year number 8. Patrick Peterson's going to win Walter Payton Man of the Year. I don't know why. I just thought Patrick Peterson, Walter Man of the Year. He's not going to win it probably, but I just threw it out there. All right. So that's my 2020 NFL award predictions. Leave in the comments if you disagree with anything, if you liked my picks, why my picks weren't good. Let me know. I love feedback. I'd love to respond to you guys. I respond to every comment. So make sure you leave that in the comments because I'd love to talk with you guys. All right, next. We have 2020 NFL bold takes / predictions. Now, don't get mad at me because these are just bold. I don't even know if I believe all of them, but these are some where it's like, if it happened, I really wouldn't be too surprised. Like, I wouldn't jump out of my seat and say, wow, I didn't see that coming. Like, I didn't see Lamar being MVP last year. That surprised me a lot. I didn't really think it was going to, I'm not saying it wouldn't be possible, but I thought it was near impossible for him. That's something I wouldn't put on here, but I put more realistic things. So, first bold prediction for the 2020 NFL season. All right. I said that Carson Wentz will become only the 4th quarterback in NFL history to throw for 50-plus touchdowns this season. He will join the elite company of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Patrick Mahomes. I think he throws at least 50 if everyone stays healthy. If his offensive line stays healthy. His whole offense needs to stay healthy. If it does, I'm going 50 touchdowns. Now, could he throw only like 30 or even 25? Yes, he could throw half of what I'm predicting him. But if it happens, I'll look like a genius because I called it. I'm just a big Carson Wentz guy, so don't take it too big if you think it's like kind of out there, but I'm just a big Wentz guy, so I'll go with it. All right, next. This one, a lot of people are definitely going to disagree with. I have the Cleveland Browns not only going 12-4 and winning the division, I have them going to the Super Bowl. Yep. A lot of people will be like, really? You got Baltimore, Kansas City in that division. How are you going to have them go to the Super Bowl? Simple. Baker Mayfield, offensive rookie. All right, he was rookie of the year 2 years ago. Most passing touchdowns in a season. They had Freddie Kitchens, who's probably the worst head coach I think I've ever seen last year, calling plays for the first 6-7 weeks. They have Nick Chubb, top 3 running back. You have Odell, top 5 wide receiver. Jarvis Landry, top 15 wide receiver. You signed Austin Hooper, top 10 tight end. You have an offensive line that's really, really solid. I mean, you got weapons. You got weapons on offense. You got Myles Garrett on defense, Denzel Ward on defense. I mean, they've got it all. I think they really could go if they can just get the coaching right, and if Baker can play well. Baker could just play well at all. They have a great shot going to the Super Bowl. Call me crazy, but it's one of my bold picks. Next, let's stay in the same division, the AFC North. I have the Baltimore Ravens going 8-8. I know a lot of people are going to be like, how do you have them going 8-8? They just went 14-2. They were 2 games away from the Super Bowl. Lamar was MVP. How do you have that happening? Oh, not only that, but they added defensive pieces and they kept their offense intact and everyone's healthy. Yes, I think Lamar will have another good year. I just don't know. I don't know. Just some gut feeling tells me 8-8 or 9-7. So 9-7 would be a playoff spot, and that wouldn't be like a disappointment. By 8-8, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs this year. That's my bold prediction, though. I think they'll make the playoffs, but my bold prediction is that they won't, because I could see that happening. All right, next I'm one of the biggest Julio Jones fans you'll ever meet. I have been since he came to the league. I have Julio Jones. The record for most receiving yards in the season is 1,964 yards by Calvin Johnson in 2012. That will not be the record anymore. Julio Jones will break the 2,000-yard barrier this season. And he had 1,800. He's had 1,800 in the season. Matt Ryan stays fully healthy. I see him getting 2,000 yards. Now, could it be Michael Thomas? Could it be DeAndre Hopkins? Yes, of course. But I think Julio's the one to break it with Matt Ryan, man. I don't know. He's 31, but he's still playing like he's 22, 23. Next up, Nick Chubb, my favorite running back in the whole NFL, Nick Chubb. I have Nick Chubb breaking Eric Dickerson's record for most rushing yards in the season. I'm having him do it this year because I have the Browns going to the Super Bowl with the record of 12-4. I think he's going to be one of the big pieces because Nick Chubb last year ran for 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns. I don't think he runs for a lot of touchdowns, maybe like 7 or 8 again. But I think he's going to get a lot of yards behind a great offensive line and a defense that's going to have to respect against defenses that are going to have to respect Baker in the passing game. So I think Nick Chubb goes for at least 2,100 yards this year. I could be off. He could only have 1,600. I don't know, but a gut feeling is telling me Nick Chubb's going to do it. All right, so we're halfway through. Let's get to the last 5. Next, I have the Seattle Seahawks winning the Super Bowl with a record of 15-1 in the regular season. All right, so it's not super bold, but I had them winning the Super Bowl before they got Jamal Adams. I had them going 13-3, but with Jamal Adams, I have them going 15-1. Simply put it, their defense just gets better. Their secondary gets better. You got Russell Wilson, you got Chris Carson and Rashad Penny, so you got a great run game. Offensive line, not very good, but you add Greg Olsen, you have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, David Moore. You got a good offense, all right? You got Bobby Wagner on the defense. You got the Griffin brothers. Now you got Jamal Adams. That's a recipe for a Super Bowl. We'll see. Next up, I have the Washington football team being only the 3rd team in NFL history to go 0-16. This team's just not good. I like Dwayne Haskins a lot, and I think he could be really good. I like Terry McLaurin. I think he's a very good player. Darius Geis just got cut for domestic violence. That's unfortunate. So you lose Darius Geis, who's pretty solid. Adrian Peterson's still a good running back. You still have a little bit of a run game, but Vernon Davis is old. You don't have you got Ron Rivera now, so that might help. But defensively, you got Chase Young. I think you still got Landon Collins, but that's about it. I really see this team. And if they win 3 games, I say 3 games max. But I could see them going 0-16, to be honest. Next, I'm going to go on a limb and say that Rob Gronkowski will lead the NFL in receiving touchdowns this year with around 14-15. Why? Tom Brady in the red zone he's one of the best red zone passers of all time. You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to worry about, along with Cameron Brate and OJ Howard as well. So if you have a 2 tight end set, 2 receiver set with Evans, Godwin, and maybe like Brate or Howard, Gronk is going to be open a lot. And he's always been a red zone guy. Gronk's always been probably the greatest tight end of all time in the red zone. Let's just be honest here. So I don't see it as far-fetched. He could also only have 4 touchdowns this year, but I could see him definitely receiving touchdown lead this year. Next up, we have 2 left. Next up, I have Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars going 9-7 and making the playoffs as a wild card. Kind of a bold prediction, but they're projected to go 3-13 this year, but I have them going 9-7. Minshew showed what he has last year. I think a lot of people like to hate on Minshew because he wasn't a first round pick. I think that's just simply what it is. He's a 6th round pick and people don't like that. I don't know why. He's one of my favorite players in the NFL. He's got the stash. He's almost like an Uncle Rico. If you guys watch Napoleon Dynamite, he's Uncle Rico basically. And their defense isn't the best, but they still got Leonard Fournette, so they still got a run game. Their offensive line's all right. You got D.D. Westbrook, DJ Chark. Defensively, you're a little banged up. You don't have A.J. Boye. You don't have Jalen Ramsey. You don't have Calais Campbell. But you just got Myles Jack. Telvin Smith retired, so you guys are going to be hurt. It's going to be very hard for the Jaguars to even win more than 4 games, but I think they can do it 9-7. All right, last prediction. I said that Austin Eckler will join Christian McCaffrey and Roger Craig as only the 3rd running back to ever rush for 1,000+ yards and receive a catch for 1,000+ yards. He's like Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler. Put him in a good situation. Like I said, Coach of the Year, Anthony Lynn. I like Anthony Lynn a lot as a coach. I think he used Austin Eckler. I think he used them the right way last year. And I think Austin Eckler are going to break out for a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people are going to see it coming. Then once he breaks out, they're going to be like, wow, we should have known that. Because I think he's going to be great this year. But yeah, those are my award predictions and bold predictions. If you enjoyed that video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Until next time, hope you have a good day.